Bachmann's Thomas range has a vast amount of characters available and ready to run. Ever since 2002, they have seemed to release a new character or two every year, minus 2020, but we know why. Bachmann's character roster is always expanding, and recently, they have begun to blow everyone out of the water with all their new ideas and tooling. However, Bachmann isn't perfect, and their lack of Gscale announcements recently really shows that. Don't get me wrong, I do like Bachmann, but some ideas that are just plain and simple and need to happen, they seem to ignore. They really are missing out on money-making opportunities. This video will go after all those ideas. Also, if you're watching this 10 years in the future, hello! Hopefully all these things happened. Alright, let's begin with HO. There's a ton of things that need to happen in HO, especially retoolings that are easy. The biggest thing I see is Sydney. Bachmann's Sydney needs to happen in the next year or so. Yes, new toolings are always cool, but Sydney is a completely new character. Sydney is a Class 08, so just reuse the diesel mold, give it a new face and new paint, and boom! Bachmann's Sydney! The best part is, they aren't just restricted to HO. Gscale and Gscale have both diesel and Paxton in them, so it's literally a money-making opportunity 3 ways. And screw it, let's mention Ari and Bert. I know they were discontinued due to popularity's sake, but now look, you can make bank again with them, and they have 5 things of retooling and be making lots of money off of them. It's literally too perfect, and it's so sad to see Bachmann is blind to see this. Speaking of which, retooled rolling stock is what they are known for, so let's talk about their newest piece of rolling stock, the LNER 12-ton van. Many of the older fans know that Bachmann already had an LNER 12-ton van on the market around 2012 with the ice cream van. Bachmann has released it in Gscale and Gscale, so I think it's time to revive it, as they are now bringing back its van's design. If I had to choose for new tooling for engines though, definitely Hero. It just needs to happen, but I'm also aware that Nia is going to happen someday. Since they've made Rebecca, and since she is a part of the new Steam team, Nia is totally bound to happen, and I'm fine with it due to the reasons I just stated. Another thing I want to mention is Bachmann should update some of their older tooling, particularly Thomas, Percy, and James. None of these are very good models, especially seeing that they are 20 years old, but I feel maybe with a few motor changes and some CGI faces, it will make them fresh as a daisy. And maybe with some of the other characters, give them CGI faces, that also makes them fresh. And with HO130, just give me some flat bits, and I'll be fine. Okay, next section. Next up is N-Gauge. Other than the Red Express coaches, which definitely should happen, I think it's time for some regular brake vans, like the Spyful brake van, and some more coaches other than the basic ones for certain characters. I'm talking about the red branch line coaches. And if they are gonna happen, so will Toby's museum coaches. I love these, but Bachmann, you're kind of overdoing it. And of course, the engines I mentioned while on HO. Everything here probably will happen in the next few years or so we're moving on. Finally, we have Gscale. Since 2021 ended, Gscale announcements have been very dry. Not much has happened recently since Diesel and Paxton were released, other than rolling stock. The number one thing I feel needs to happen is Gscale Henrietta. Bachmann, it's literally so easy! Toby doesn't need museum coaches. We need an actual Henrietta. You've made her an HO for so many years, and Gscale is now getting a model? It just seems Bachmann is so blind to this. You know another stupid thing? Why don't we have Gscale Edward? Gscale Edward is literally the same size as James, and it would be great to not have to customize a James. If Bachmann makes Gscale Edward before my time in the Thomas fandom is done, I'm buying it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Hold me to this. New rolling stock, we've got everything we really need, so I think we're fine. And as I mentioned, Gscale Sydney, Ari, and Bert. I think that covers it. Comment down below what videos you would like to see coming from me in this style of video. I'm running out of ideas. That will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.